AITA for getting my girlfriend a gift basket full of things she avoided during pregnancy? I am 26, became a dad a month ago. Hence, why I'm posting at 4 a.m. I can't sleep. I got my girlfriend, F24, who I was living with pregnant. Her parents never really approved of me after that. When I brought her home after the birth, her parents came with us. I paid a buddy of mine to buy a bunch of things she couldn't have while pregnant or avoided while pregnant and put them in a basket. Some notable items were sushi, an expensive bottle of her favorite wine and a Keurig machine. I know she misses having a glass every once in a while. She's been especially strong when I had my buddies over to watch sports and we had a few beers. Also, she loves her coffee and I couldn't tell you how she went to work for 8 months without it. So I felt bad, and when her parents saw this gift they called me uneducated and said that the alcohol can get in the breast milk. I told them I did my research and they said that it is immature to gift alcohol to a woman who just gave birth. I may be overthinking this, but AITA? AITA for not sharing my son's birthday cake? My 30th son's 8th birthday was 2 weeks ago. He wanted a pistachio cake, but nobody in our family likes it. So I agreed with him that the biggest cake that would be at the party would be a chocolate cake while he would have a pistachio cake saved in the freezer just for him. The party took place in our backyard. The whole family was there and the kids had a great time. Sang happy birthday to my son and went to cut the cake. While my mother-in-law and husband distributed the cake slices, I took my son inside and cut a big slice of his cake so he could eat it. The cake I bought for him was the size of a bento cake, so it would be enough for a toddler. When we left, my sister-in-law, who is also a mother, looked at my son's plate and saw that his cake was different. She was surprised and asked where this other cake was, because she and her daughter wanted to taste it. I replied saying that I couldn't share because this cake was just for my son, as he doesn't like chocolate. She called me selfish for denying her and her daughter a slice, and after that, she commented to everyone at the party that he had another cake hidden at home. Many people ignored it, but some were curious and asked me why I didn't share the other cake. I explained the situation and still they kept calling me selfish. My husband and my mother-in-law told May didn't do anything wrong, as I was resolving a situation with my son, but I'm still in doubt if I'm really right or I was an AmItheAsshole. So AITA? AITA for asking my BF to hold my bag while I use the restroom? Today I went to go see my boyfriend of 5 years and a few months. He and I went out today to go get some ice cream, after which I said I needed to use the restroom. It wasn't the type of having to go, where you have to go for 10 minutes or so, but more of a quick pee and exit. He wanted to eat ice cream, so I asked him nicely to hold my bag and ice cream as I didn't want to put them on the floor. He began protesting, saying he wanted to eat this ice cream. I had to go obviously, so I gave him his stuff and ran to the bathroom. I was upset took him out and find that he had put my ice cream and bag on the floor, and was standing there eating ice cream. Normally, I don't ask him for things like that, but I didn't want to take my bag and food into the bathroom, as they were kind of dirty. I got a little upset, and instead of saying anything, he starts laughing at me about it. Later after I left, I tried texting him about it and letting him know I was upset, to which he responded that I needed to find another co-track, and he proceeded telling me to shut the UCK up. I told him I had only asked one thing of him, and if he really expected me to stand there and argue with him when I had to use the restroom. He said he didn't damage the bag and that nothing happened to it, but I find it disgusting that he just put my food on the floor instead of holding it for 2 minutes. I asked him if he really couldn't wait to eat his ice cream, and he responded he shouldn't have to be my co-track. He continuously kept telling me this issue is not a big deal, and, although it may not be to him, it is to me, as I wouldn't do that to him. His response to this was just awful, and I let him know it has upset me and he will just drop it then after the 3rd or 4th time he told me to shut the UCK up. I can't help but wonder here. AITA for asking my BF to hold my bag while I use the restroom. One comment share save. AITA for telling my mill she can have a copy of a recipe but not the recipe book. There's a cookbook that has been in my family for a few generations now and was started by my grandma's grandma. The book is extremely fragile now and held up, but it's also something I made a digital copy of, with backups, because it really is more of an heirloom to look at and not use. I have the cookbook now and have cooked many recipes for many people. There's one particular cake in it that has been a hit with my ILs. Mill asked me recently for the cookbook so she could try out the recipe and make it for the family and some of her friends. I told her I could not give her the book but would be happy to share the recipe. She flipped out and accused me of not trusting her and would not listen to the reason to not hand her the book. She told May was hogging food, and that is never a good move, especially with ILs. My husband had my back and told his mom she was being ridiculous. But she said I was an AmItheAsshole and being very unfair. AITA?
AITA for not eating dinner my girlfriend cooked? My 27F girlfriend, 29F, is a great home cook, baker. I eat everything she makes with zero complaints. Today she spent about 7 hours cooking braised beef cheek while I worked 4 several hours. I've never eaten beef cheek before, and she warned me it would look a bit different compared to normal beef due to the muscles and all. When to pull it apart, it was gray on the inside and so off-putting. I gave her a very disinterested face and was less than enthused, and I can tell she was a bit hurt I wasn't more excited about it. I tried some. It tasted exactly like meat you'd put in shepherd's pie, and I said she went through a lot of effort for little reward. After that she got quiet and started eating a small plate of the beef cheek and sides. I went back to working in the same room. By the time I looked up at her, she was packing up the dinner into leftover boxes and cleaning dishes. I got upset by her reaction and headed off to bed without eating. 20 minutes later she comes into the bedroom with a burger and some croquettes that she cooked for me, but I told her I wasn't hungry and was going tobed. When she heard that, she gave her dog my burger and has ignored me since. AITA?
AITA for refusing to go to my friend's BF's party after she demanded to approve my outfit? My 29F friend Kate, 28, has a boyfriend, Jamie, 29, whom she has been with for nearly 3 years. We met Jamie on a night out, and I would say fatal though he's Kate's BF I consider him a friend. We share an interest in a particular sport that we text about sometimes, and if I have a spare hospitality ticket to one of the sporting fixtures, I will sometimes invite Jamie to go. Jamie's 30th is coming up and Jamie and Kate planned a big party, and I peripherally helped out with logistics when asked. A few days ago, Kate texted me. She asked if I wouldn't mind toning down my look for the party, and if I could send her a picture of what I was planning to wear. I asked her what this meant, and after asking several times if she really had to say it, she asked if I could dress, verbatim, basically what I would consider frumpy, because she really didn't want to be outshone at her own boyfriend's birthday party. When I didn't reply right away, she went on to say that she wanted Jamie's full attention that night, which she wouldn't get if I showed up dressed properly. I was a bit annoyed by what she was implying, so I said if I was going to be so much of concern for her, I'd rather just politely decline the invitation. Kate freaked out, saying I was being immature by not coming just because I couldn't steal the spotlight. I said it wasn't about that. It was about her making me responsible for whether or not I draw her boyfriend's attention, which is something I've never tried to do nor done as far as I'm aware. Then said it was really important to Jamie that she stand out because his friends and colleagues would be there. I just told her that again, if she was so worried I was going to be distracting everyone, I'd rather not come than feel humiliated from now until the event. I said I would send her Jamie's gift and she could tell him why I wasn't coming. I guess she didn't tell him the reason. Jamie messaged me saying he knows I'm booked the night of the party, but he'd really like it if I could be there, and asked if I could reorganize so I could come. I hadn't replied, but I got a message from Kate saying she knows Jamie is trying to get me to come and please could I just put my pride aside and come to the party. I asked if she was going to ditch the outfit policing, but she said no, so I said I would not be coming. She didn't reply, but I've since received a couple of texts from mutual friends saying that while her request is ridiculous, Kate is aware of that. She's just desperate to be seen a certain way, and even if it's pathetic, I would probably feel the same way in her shoes. Other friends have told, who don't know Kate, say I should not bow to the pressure and that she's nuts for even asking, and I don't disagree, but also I feel bad skipping the party when it's Jamie's birthday and he asked specifically that I come. So, should I be going?
AITA for housing my daughter by not my stepdaughter? Hi everyone, this is a doozy and I think I might be the but I wanted some opinions. I'm a 48M who inherited a beach house from my grandfather. The house has been in my family for generations, and it has a lot of sentimental value to me. I am now with my long-term girlfriend for 7 years after a divorce from my first wife, which ended on good terms. She has a daughter from a previous marriage, and I have a daughter from my marriage as well. Our daughters are each 17, with mine being basically 3 months younger. Kara, the oldest will be 18 in May. Kara has been in my life for 7 years and we have a good relationship, however she has an active father in her life so I did not fill that role. I was in her life 50% of the time so I have no doubt I played a large role in her life, but I wouldn't say father, but others do say a non-legal stepfather. I have my daughter, Emmy, half-time as well aside from summers where I had her more duetto my and my ex's lifestyle. With that said, my exand I have a good relationship as does our daughter with all of us. Kara and Emmy have gotten along, and they are friendly. They have made independent of myself and my GF but they don't consider themselves sisters or best friends. Now to the issue. Kara will be going to school near the beach house and has asked if she can live in it to save the money which would be significant. Emmy approached me and has said she wanted to live there after the summer but wanted to live alone while also in school. The home is more than big enough for two, but she pointed out that they have very different lifestyles and would be far more comfortable alone or with a friend if I insisted she live with someone. It was a frank conversation and she brought up the fact that the home will be hers one day, so it made sense, and she's right. The home will be hers by law in a few years as I will pass it to her. My GF and Kara are very upset and calling it favoritism and pointing out that she will already be set for life between having a free ride to school via scholarships and housing while Kara will be using loans. And may have to take a gap year or attend another school altogether. They are asking me to reconsider, and I think I've damaged my relationship. AITA for this decision? I agree that it's favoritism, but Emmy is my daughter. Of course I'm going to favor her, right?